It's time now for a look at least in local news. In the news, the Wayne County Board of Education has two meetings set for this afternoon. The first meeting is a called meeting at 5 p.m. for the purpose of having a public hearing on their proposed budget, and that's the only item on the agenda at 5 o'clock. Then they have the regular meeting at 6 p.m. at the Tech Center at 1365 West Orange Street. On the agenda today, capital outlay projects, the GSBA Exemplary Board of Education application, a resolution to request assistance with the Georgia DOE for a 5-year local facilities plan. Also, Wayne County High School handbook approval on the agenda. Also, approval of their fiscal year budget after the public hearing. Also, an executive session. Again, both those meetings taking place today. One at 5, one at 6. Again, we'll have a report for tomorrow here on the local news. Still no word on whether the Jesup City Council will call a special meeting this week in hopes of attempting to pass their budget by the end of the month. At the last originally scheduled meeting, the council failed to pass their proposed budget after having their public hearing on the budget. No one appeared to ask any questions about the budget, and at the meeting, a motion was made to pass the budget, but only received 2 votes as received 3 votes, but Commissioner Tim Caulfield and Bill Harvey voted no. Since that meeting, the only meeting held by the City Council was that special meeting last Wednesday to attempt to select a new commissioner in District 5. That also unsuccessful. The council submitted 3 names: former Mayor David Earl Keith, former City Manager Mike Dill, and David Baldwin. Former mayor received 3 votes, not enough. The former city manager received 2 votes, not enough. So the council let it go to the governor, who will make the appointment around July the 11th. That's 45 days with the council not being able to reach an agreement. District 5, as well as Districts 1 and 3, are all up for election this November. Qualifying for those seats begins Monday, August 21st of this year. Qualifying fee a whopping $3. Governor could simply opt to stay out of it altogether and just let the voters decide in November, but that will leave the seat vacant until then. WIFO does have an update on the situations. We talked with former Mayor David Earl Keith on Monday. He tells us that he has taken his name out of consideration for the position, has relayed that information to the governor's staff, who called and reached out to learn more about what's taking place with the city council in Jesup. David Earl says he's talked with former city manager Mike Dill, who has stated he intends to run for that position in November. David Earl says he was not looking to run for the position. He was just looking to fill the position for 6 months to help the city, but again, is not interested in running for the position. So with the former mayor taking his name out of the running, council could meet again, see if the former city manager could muster enough support to land the position until November. So again, the city council still no official word on any meetings this week. City of Scriven and the city of Odom also have elections this November, with again the qualifying beginning Monday, August 21st. Again, WIFO will continue to follow the story as it develops. We'll be back with more news after this word from our sponsor, the commercial messages, so please stay tuned. Other news, more arrests to come. That's the word from local law enforcement after this past week's arrest of 57-year-old John Yonkowski, who was arrested at the Chop House at 167 West Cherry Street, charged with reckless conduct, distribution of a Schedule II drug, which officers state is a rape date drug, sexual battery, and criminal attempt to commit rape. Those are the charges. All this after a 2-month investigation into complaints filed by women in Jesup and Wayne County who went to law enforcement with complaints of someone drugging them at local drinking establishments in Jesup and Wayne County. Sheriff's Department, Jesup Police Department teamed up with the Liberty County Sheriff's Department, Georgia State Patrol K-9 Unit, and the Fort Stewart Army Criminal Investigation Division initiated a 2-month undercover operation in an attempt to expose those responsible for putting drugs in women's drinks and taking advantage of them. Women reported not having a few drinks but experiencing symptoms of extreme intoxication, dizziness, disorientation, and waking up the next morning with no memory of events or spotty memory. One of the undercover agents consumed a beverage which was drugged and wound up in the hospital with the same symptoms. After spending several hours in the hospital, the officer did recover and was able to return to work. Once again, the Sheriff Chuck Mosley and Jesup Police Chief Perry Morgan state this is an ongoing investigation. They state there are more arrests to come. As report, this has been taking place quite some time, or for quite a period of time, in local establishments here in Wayne County and the city of Jesup, where women were being drugged and waking up with spotty or no memory and extremely intoxicated after having very little to drink. And WIFO will continue to follow the story as it develops. We'll be back with some final news notes after this word from our sponsor, the commercial messages, so please stay tuned. Final notes news, we've got a nice lineup for the rest of the week on the world famous Butch and Bob show. Beginning with Wednesday's show, we've got Wayne County's new county administrator, Paul Andrade, scheduled. County voters will head to the polls next year to vote on the next county SPLOST, so we'll get his thoughts on that. He get an update on how the job's going, as he's now been in office for several months. Again, that's tomorrow morning, County Administrator Paul Andrade. Then on Thursday, Judge Vi Ben, on her way back from New York, she'll join us in studio to talk about her experience singing this past Saturday at Carnegie Hall in New York. Looking forward to that on Thursday. And then on Friday, We've got Scriven Mayor Jason Weaver in studio to talk about this week's Independence Day celebration with the fireworks show this Saturday night in Scriven. The festivities begin this Friday night. The Scriven Fire Department, local band Second Chance, the best band of the land, performing Friday night, taking the stage at 8. And that's all this week on the World Famous Butch and Bob Show. Again, don't forget the celebration in Scriven this weekend. Again, as we mentioned, it all begins Friday night, June 30th. Scriven Fire Department, local band Second Chance will take the stage at 8 p.m. So bring your dancing shoes and lawn chairs, dance the night away. Then this Saturday, the fireworks show again, but the festival all day long in Scriven gets underway at 2 o'clock Saturday. And they've got food vendors, a kids zone, a full day of activities. The mayor will outline everything taking place on Saturday. But again, everyone invited to come to the fireworks show. Come Friday night, hear the local band Second Chance. And again, all that takes place this weekend in the city of Scriven. If you need more information before then, contact Scriven City Hall at 586-2211. And this Thursday night, the Wayne County Chamber of Commerce has their annual legacy dinner. And they're going to have the passing of the gavel, hand out several special awards as presented by Ryan. Thursday, June 29th at 7 p.m. at the Pine Forest Country Club. And if you need more information, simply contact the Chamber of Commerce at 912-427-2028. And that's going to do it for the latest in local news. Sports comes your way in a few minutes. Bob Morgan, have a great day.